Watch Jeff Gianola and Mike Donahue tonight on KOIN 6 News at 11.
Good morning, I'm Harry Smith. It's going to be a traffic nightmare in the Northeast as a major section of Interstate 95 in Connecticut is totally shut down after a fiery tanker truck crash. We'll have the latest.
I'm Julie Chen. The former Democratic president came out in force for presidential candidate John Kerry at a Washington fundraiser last night. We'll have a report.
I'm Renee Seiler. The family of the alleged victim has made an emotional plea in the Kobe Bryant sexual assault case, saying the young woman's safety is in jeopardy and asking for a speedy trial. We'll have details.
And I'm Hannah Storm. Grand jury selection is underway in Michael Jackson's child molestation case. We'll tell you about the secrecy surrounding the proceedings early this Friday morning, March 26, 2004.
From CBS News, Harry Smith, Hannah Storm, Julie Chen, and Renee Seiler bring you The Early Show.
Starting up a brand new day.
Live from Fifth Avenue in New York City.
Thinking in a brand new way.
Good morning and welcome to The Early Show. I don't know where the month of March went.
I know. It's March Madness. Some news out of Hollywood this morning. Tom Cruise and Penelope Cruz no longer romantically involved.
They broke up a while ago, back in January.
There were rumors.
Amazing how they keep these things secret.
Yeah, more on that also coming up in our second hour.
But first, we want to get right to our top story this morning. One of the nation's busiest traffic corridors is closed today. This is Interstate 95 in Bridgeport, Connecticut. It is normally the most heavily traveled route between New York and New England, with more than 120,000 cars moving past there every day. The reason for the shutdown, a tanker truck that overturned and caught fire last night, burning for hours, fueled by 12,000 gallons of oil. That fire melted the road surface and, according to one fire chief, melted a bridge. It may take a week or more to get traffic going again. National Security Advisor Condoleezza Rice wants one more chance to talk to the 9/11 Commission in private. Rice has already answered committee members' questions behind closed doors. Now, the White House says Rice wants to rebut claims that she and other officials did not take al-Qaeda's threat seriously. Meanwhile, FBI Director Robert Mueller is warning about potential terror threats to the U.S. election. Citing the March 11th terror bombings in Madrid, Mueller says terrorists could try to influence the U.S. election by launching attacks at this summer's nominating conventions. The Madrid bombings were blamed in part for ousting Spain's government from power. As we noted, Democrats are uniting behind their presidential nominee. Party leaders gathered in Washington last night for a so-called unity dinner, singing the praises of John Kerry. For the Massachusetts senator, it was a crowning moment. For the first time, John Kerry stood in the spotlight of Democratic support. After months of bitter campaigning, the party's apparent nominee became its champion.
Never has the Democratic Party been more united than it is today. Never have we been more poised to win a victory in November.
Finally off the bench, two former Democratic presidents warned of the campaign ahead.
Our adversaries are good at this, folks, and they're going to do their darndest to turn a good man into a cartoon.
Former President Carter said another threat was Ralph Nader.
And don't risk costing the Democrats the White House this year as you did 4 years ago.
And from the man who was almost president, Al Gore spoke about the Democrats' last close contest.
Do you remember what you felt when the Supreme Court handed down its decision in the case called Bush versus Gore? I remember.
Most political analysts expect the economy to be the focus of the presidential campaign, and it will be on the agenda for both John Kerry and President Bush today. Kerry is expected to lay out his economic plan in a speech in Detroit, and the president will travel to New Mexico and Arizona, where he will talk about the strength of the housing market and how home ownership applies to economic recovery. Also, President Bush promises to sign a bill making it a criminal offense to hurt a fetus during a violent crime. The Senate passed the bill last night over strong objections from some Democrats who say it targets legal abortion. Proponents of the bill say it protects children. The bill is named for Lacey Peterson, who was murdered while 8 months pregnant. Authorities in Wichita, Kansas fear a notorious serial killer from the 70s could be resurfacing. The BTK Strangler is blamed for 7 murders and is now being linked to a previously unsolved killing. CBS News correspondent Bob McNamara reports.
He terrorized Wichita 3 decades ago. A serial killer of 3 women in their 20s and a family of 4. The killer flaunting himself as the BTK Strangler. BTK for bind, torture, and kill.
His motive is sexual. He's a sexual serial killer.
For 25 years, the crimes have gone unsolved and almost forgotten until a letter to the Wichita Eagle newspaper last week contained photos of the driver's license of 1986 murder victim Vicki Wegerle and pictures of her body before the police found it.
He's without doubt the most unusual case we've ever had here in Wichita.
28-year-old Vicki Wegerle was assaulted and strangled to death nearly a decade after the unsolved 1970s serial killings. But police are certain she was another victim of the BTK Strangler still in their midst.
We do believe that BTK is in Wichita. The letter did originate from the Wichita.
That letter's fictitious return address listed the sender as Bill Thomas Kilman, the initials BTK.
He wants to be the center of attention, and this is what's going to allow him to do this, to come forward now, taunt, present a new case. This is going to bring him to the headlines.
Wichita attorney Robert Beatty has studied the BTK Strangler case for years.
I slept about 4 hours last night because my wife wanted me to get up at every noise. I imagine that'll be going on all over town for a while.
Wichita police say the BTK Strangler's letter contained no suggestion he plans to strike again. But suddenly a homicide case that had gone so cold for so many years has been given top priority once more. Bob McNamara, CBS News, Wichita.
As we noted, the family of the alleged victim in Kobe Bryant's sexual assault case has issued an emotional plea on behalf of the young woman. CBS News correspondent Bill Whitaker reports.
For 3 hours, she was questioned about her sex life.
Alleged rape victim is telling her story in court. The judge is going to decide how much, if any, of
her court appearances make national news. Her sex life fuels tabloid headlines. After 8 months in the national spotlight, Bryant's accuser says enough. In court filings, her attorney urges the judge for swift resolution by setting a trial date soon.
This woman's life has been hell.
Rape counselors say speaking out is difficult for any rape victim, but in such a high-profile case,
her life may be unimaginably difficult right now, but this is a young woman who is showing strength and determination.
But in an emotional letter filed with the court, her mother says the young woman has gotten hundreds of death threats, has dropped out of college, is hounded by the press. Her daughter's life, she says, is on hold, and her safety is in jeopardy until this case is over. While for Kobe Bryant, she says, it's life as usual.
Basketball is just, it's like a getaway. It's like a getaway. It's been that way for me since I was 3.
Court observers say this judge is deliberate. The letter unlikely to speed things up.
He's already mindful of the ordeal that the alleged victim is under. He's already mindful of the frustration and the impatience she would have, but he has to do his job, and that job is to resolve the issues. And until they're resolved, this case can't go to trial.
The court didn't finish all the issues on its plate this week. That can't be good news for an alleged victim already wondering when it all will end. Bill Whitaker, CBS News, Eagle, Colorado.
One case that definitely is moving forward is Michael Jackson's child molestation case. Grand jury selection is underway. And Early Show national correspondent Hattie Kaufman reports.
Don't expect a repeat of this. The grand jury proceeding in this Santa Barbara courthouse will be secretive.
We won't even really know who testifies or even the subject of that testimony.
Isn't it unusual for a DA to impanel a grand jury after charges have already been filed?
It's extraordinary. Tom Stanton is obviously using the grand jury proceeding as an investigative tool. So I really think he's looking for more victims in this case. I think he's looking for corroborating evidence.
It's been reported the boy who settled with Jackson in the 1993 molestation case may be among the witnesses. In this proceeding, none of the witnesses will be cross-examined by Jackson's lawyers. Legal experts say that could make it easier on the latest alleged victim. It sounds like it could be very important for a young witness, any young victims. This could be kind of easing them into the process.
Particularly, and given the fact that this is such a young, vulnerable 14-year-old boy suffering from cancer, I think this really is an opportunity for him to introduce himself to the court process.
The media will be extremely restricted. The judge has threatened contempt charges for anyone who tries to communicate with a juror or a witness or who reveals any of the secret testimony. Michael Jackson is not expected to attend. Hattie Kaufman, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Also in California, 3-year-old Aiden Burke went out in the woods looking for slugs. It took him 20 hours to get home. Aiden was found yesterday after a frantic search by police and neighbors. His family is relieved.
On behalf of our family, from our darkest hours to the best day ever, I just want to thank everybody who's lent their support.
Aiden spent the night outside in freezing temperatures, but was not seriously hurt. Dave Price is off today. Ira Joe Fisher from the Saturday Early Show. We are so lucky to have you with us today.
Oh,
good morning,
stop
sir.
it, Harry. Really,
Oh, we're
stop
so
it.
lucky to have you.
We're so happy, Ira
So
Joe.
I am
fortunate.
so happy
You're
to
the
be here, let me
best.
tell you. The Saturday Early Show is my favorite broadcast. This is a very close second. I want you to know that. Let's talk, shall we, about our weather today. The springtime is a week old, and finally it is beginning to act its age. Some milder weather is sneaking into parts of the country. Oh, still chilly in the north, but we're talking 40s, not freezing, and some rain will be scattered in the east. That's a look at the nation's weather. Now here's an early look at what's going on in your area.
Cloudy skies out there for this morning. It is a wet one. Rain showers throughout the entire day, and it is going to stay pretty cool right now. 45 degrees, and it should stay in the mid-40s for the next couple of hours. Looking forward, temperatures only warming up to 52. Scattered rain throughout the entire day. A chance for thunderstorms this morning, but then it will calm down as we head into the afternoon. 44 degrees in Portland. Take a look at those winds right now out of the south at 17 miles per hour. Calmer and sunnier weather for the weekend.
And that is your latest weather. Now here's Renee.
Ira Joe, thanks. As we've noted, a 30-year-old murder case has been reopened this week in Wichita, Kansas. A letter from the notorious BTK Strangler was sent to a local newspaper that links the vicious killer to an 8th murder victim. Robert Beatty has been researching a book on the elusive serial killer. Good morning.
Hello, Renee. Things are surreal here in Wichita, Kansas.
Well, I can imagine so. BTK stands for Bind, Torture, and Kill. And in this letter to this reporter at the Wichita Eagle, there was a photocopy of the victim's driver's license, a couple of pictures that were clearly taken of the victim before police arrived. This killer now apparently has resurfaced. Why now?
Well, no one really knows why. He's been a terrorist here for 30 years, although no one had heard from him since 1988. So the younger generation didn't really know about him, but the people who were alive from 74 through 80 have always been afraid of this guy.
Mr. Beatty, do you think this letter is indeed from the BTK killer?
Well, I've talked to the reporter, and Detective Landwehr said they're absolutely certain it is from the BTK Strangler. And from what I've heard, yes, it definitely is. 7
victims since 1974. Could it be that there are other victims that just had not been linked to the Strangler?
Yes, there was. For a long time, they thought there was an 8th victim until another man was convicted. They had a DNA match on another crime. So there was this crime, regrettably, with Ms. Wagerly, and they're looking again at the old murders and at other break-ins, stalkings, to see if there may have been other times he broke in. One of his letters that he sent in '79, he had broken in a woman's house, waited for her to come home. Typically, he waited in their bedroom closet, and she did not come home that night. So there may be other cases. They're looking over them all now.
I know that I was on the Wichita Eagle website this morning. I know that police have had about 32 leads in relatively short order. And now they have new tools that they can use and analyze the old evidence with. Have they talked about any potential suspects or what kind of leads they have at this point?
Well, they're looking at all their old suspects again, people that they had cleared. It's possible with the early technology. I mean, this all happened more than a decade before DNA was available. They cleared some suspects on old technology using proteins instead of DNA. And so they're looking to see maybe they had some false positives, false negatives. They're looking at that again. They're also looking at the photocopy that was sent. With today's technology, they may be able to identify the type of machine and a lot about that. Maybe if it was made at a public machine, they can identify that. If there was a security camera working, they may have a picture of him.
All right, Robert Beatty, thanks for your time this morning. Now here, Hannah and Julie.
All right, thanks a lot, Renee. Up next, why a grand jury has been called to investigate the Michael Jackson scandal. And in our next half hour, how the hit show Without a Trace is being used to combat bullies in schools nationwide. This is The Early Show on CBS.
Chevrolet. 36 models to choose from. The biggest and freshest lineup on the road, just in time for spring. Now through March 31st, leave your checkbook at home. Qualified lessees can lease a 2004 Malibu sedan for around $212 a month with zero due at signing. Tax, title, license, and dealer fees extra. Residency restrictions apply. Call for important lease details. Chevy. Turn the key. Start a revolution. See your participating Northwest Chevy dealer today.
Next week, they're conniving, cunning, and backstabbing the Survivor All-Stars, and the next cast-off reveals what the cameras didn't show and takes your phone calls, too. More people are watching The Early Show.
The Shop and Go one-day sale at Sears. Saturday only. Loads of things for spring are on sale. All tractors and mowers. All gas grills. Patio sets. All yard tools. New spring fashions. TVs, DVD players, digital cameras. The Shop and Go one-day sale. Saturday only. Sears. Good life, great price.
On April 2nd, Walt Disney Pictures presents an all-new family event.
Hold it right there.
As wild as the West.
We've got a farm to save.
Who's with me?
What is this, the frozen food section?
And as big as the great outdoors.
Awesome!
Critics are calling Home on the Range one of Disney's finest. It's first-rate family fun. Home is where the heart is. Hi-ya! Home on the Range, rated PG, in theaters April 2nd.
Here, have an apple. Don't go near any luau.
Clear complexion makeup helps heal blemishes daily. New from Almay.
Can't afford fine dining? With Ethan Allen Financing, you can. Add complimentary design service and quality furniture, and you've got a recipe for something sensational. Ethan Allen, Furnishing Solutions.
It's a beautiful morning.
I don't want to go surfing, and I'm not looking to sail around the world. All I want is to get out here early and surprise a few clams.
Ask your doctor today about Vioxx, a prescription medicine from Merck, and find out what Vioxx can do for you.
My doctor prescribed Vioxx, and I stayed with it.
Vioxx.
Welcome back to The Early Show. I'm Harry Smith. Ahead on Health Watch, so-called superfoods that may help you live longer. First, though, here's Julie.
All right, thanks a lot, Harry. The process of selecting a grand jury in Michael Jackson's child molestation case is underway in Santa Barbara, California. The move comes more than 4 months after police searched the pop star's Neverland Ranch. Jackson's 14-year-old accuser will reportedly testify before the grand jury, as will the young man who accused Jackson of a similar crime back in 1993. Celebrity attorney Trent Copeland is a CBS News legal analyst. Good morning to you, Trent.
Good morning, Julie.
First of all, why a grand jury in this case and not a preliminary hearing? And why so many months after criminal charges were already filed against Michael Jackson?
Well, you know, that's an interesting question, Julie, and really, frankly, everyone is trying to answer that question. Obviously, a grand jury proceeding doesn't normally follow the filing of criminal charges. Normally, it precedes it. It really is what makes the case go forward. In this case, I think it's a twofold answer to your question. I think the real reason that Tom Sneddon is elected to proceed by way of a grand jury is he wants to test his evidence. He wants to test that evidence in secret. He wants to have those witnesses testify, and particularly this young boy who is in such a vulnerable state. I think he wants him to testify in a proceeding that is friendly. There's no hostility, there's no cross-examination, and it's an opportunity for him to tell his story unimpeded. I think there's another reason, Julie, and I think that other reason is it's an investigative opportunity for the district attorney's office. Remember, a grand jury proceeding is an opportunity for the prosecutor to continue to investigate the case. I think this might suggest that the case is a little weaker than we might have suspected. I think, you know, you recall that Tom Seddon asked at that very famous press conference for other people to come forward. I don't think those people have come forward. I think he'll use this grand jury proceeding to further investigate and to try to find other people. And that's what a grand jury really is best at doing.
Explain to us, if you can, there are reports that the young boy who leveled accusations against Michael Jackson back in 1993. He's now 24. He might be called as a witness before this grand jury. Does that basically mean what about the case? And are they forcing him? Can they do that?
Well, you know, Julie, they can, and really the law has changed in California since the 1993 accusation. If he chooses not to testify, he could be held in civil contempt, and there could really be recrimination against him. So the fact of the matter is he'll probably testify if he's subpoenaed to do so. I think the reason why the prosecutor wants him to testify is because he wants to establish a pattern of behavior. He wants to establish that Michael Jackson did something in the 93 case that was quite consistent with what he did in this case. And to suggest that those two cases are somehow alike really helps to bolster and strengthen the prosecution's case. And I think that's the reason why he'll be bringing him forward.
What happens if there's no indictment as a result of this grand jury proceeding?
Well, the fact of the matter is, Julie, that I think in terms of political fallout, if there is no indictment, I don't think Tom Seddon will move forward with the prosecution of the case. From a legal standpoint, strictly speaking, he could still move forward with a preliminary hearing. I don't think he'll do that, but he certainly could. And remember, this case is not without precedent. It was 20 years ago this week that a grand jury indicted in the McMartin case 20 years ago relative to a molestation case. So, you know, I think he's sort of taken a page out of their playbook.
Yeah, that was a huge case in Southern California.
Yeah,
Trent Copeland, thank you.
You bet.
And now here's Hannah.
Thanks, Julie. Still ahead, how Mel Gibson's The Passion of the Christ is forcing Hollywood to rethink its attitude about religion. And Marlon Wayans is in the house coming up.
This portion of the early show sponsored by Whirlpool, giving you the power to get more done. Whirlpool, just imagine.
Imagine a washer and dryer from Whirlpool that can handle up to 16 pairs of jeans in a single load and dry them faster than you ever thought possible. The Duet washer and dryer, now available at Lowe's. Select your Duet pair and take one home today, or have them delivered tomorrow. That's the Lowe's Appliance Advantage. Whirlpool, just imagine.
Meet the Lady Killers.
Enchanté, madame. Oh, my.
And discover what critics are calling the funniest film in years.
Of course.
Hilarious. It's laugh out loud funny. The first great movie of 2004.
Gentlemen, to us.
And an early contender for Best Picture of the Year.
4 stars.
With Tom Hanks' best performance since Forrest Gump.
Not easy to do.
The Lady Killers.
Professor! You have returned.
Rated R. See it now.
Max Factor presents.
Your face has different shades of color from cheek to chin. Ordinary foundation's covered with just one color. I'm a principal makeup artist on Mona Lisa Smile. Now I found a real breakthrough. Color Adapt from Max Factor.
With an advanced pigmentation system, Color Adapt picks up and adapts to individual skin tones.
The result? A look you never thought possible before. Perfectly flawless, yet perfectly you. Don't mask your true colors. Match them.
New Color Adapt from Max Factor, the makeup of makeup artists.
To help kids get the important vitamins they need, pediatricians know that good nutrition is key. Flintstones, the pediatrician's #1 choice for healthy, growing kids.
10 million strong and growing.
I've got the morning off. I'm not the gentlest thing in the room for a change.
The silky feel of Cottonelle Aloe and E toilet paper for a gentle touch.
That felt good. Well, if you can't beat them, join them.
Cottonelle, looking out for the family.
An expedition in wellness. It's a bowl of Quaker oatmeal every day for 30 days. Definitely helps reduce your cholesterol. It just kind of eats it all up.
My hat!
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so...
Is this your dog?
Yeah, I can't believe him sometimes.
Good boy. New Trainer dog treats. The perfect size treat for training your dog to do almost anything.
Give Kids the World is a special place that brings children with life-threatening illnesses to Central Florida for a magical week-long vacation. Our whole purpose is to take the entire family out of that world of doctors and hospital visits, and through the wonderful compassion of Walmart and their associates, we're able to help thousands of children. So for 1 week, they can just be a kid again. And before you know it, they're just having the times of their lives. They're forgetting that they're sick. With Walmart support, we've imagined a child's world and then given it all to them.
This Coin 6 News segment is brought to you by Jer Bear's Power Bed. News that's to the point. This is the Coin 6 News Morning News Update.
And hello, everyone. On this Friday, I'm Dave Erickson. It's now 7:25. Katie Baker has the forecast in just a moment. First, team coverage of your morning commute. We have Ron O'Brien in Portland, and across the river in Clark County, Trooper Garvin March. Good morning, Trooper Gar.
Good morning. I'm going to give you this report from the Washington State Patrol Department Transportation Traffic Management Center here. And I'm looking at all the cameras, all the freeways, and everybody is moving at the speed limit all throughout Clark County. No collisions, no disabled. Enjoy your Friday going into work. It's Trooper Gar, Coin 6 News. Let's check in with Rob Bryan, see how it looks over in Portland.
Thanks, Trooper Gar. It is a little busy on the Oregon side, though. It's crowded traffic after you leave Jansen Beach. Some of that stop and go, trying to get down through Delta Park, half the lovely two-lane stretch, and then things pick up. I-84, not too bad, but some slow spots. Give yourself about 8 minutes from 205 to I-5. Pretty simple. I-5 North looks great up into the 1200 curves, running pretty light still this morning. Same thing, 217, no big buildup. Sunset inbound is moving fine, even down at the tunnel. Ron O'Brien for Coin 6 News. Back to you, Dave.
All right, Ron, thank you. A Vancouver woman found shot to death Wednesday filed a restraining order against her ex-boyfriend hours before her death. Police say the day she was shot, 27-year-old Heather Young reported that her boyfriend threatened to kill her. That man, Robert Hampton, is now in police custody. He is set to appear in court today on unrelated telephone harassment charges. The 31-year-old has not been charged in Young's death, but police say he faces charges of harassment and domestic violence. Our next local news update is coming up at 7:55. Your forecast first with Katie Baker is after the break.
It's another Shoe Pavilion price challenge. Men's Izod hand-stitched leather loafers. JCPenney sells them for $49.99, but Shoe Pavilion sells the same shoes for an unbelievable $19.99 every day. Shoe Pavilion. Why pay more?
It's the Appliance Spectacular at Sears. Come in now for big savings on home appliances. Save big on refrigerators, as well as washers and dryers, and ovens, ranges, and dishwashers. Big savings on all the top brands, including Kenmore, America's #1 name in appliances. We'll make sure you find the right one. We'll match any price, plus give you 10% of the difference. Plus get 0% financing until March 2005 and free delivery on all home appliances over $399. Hurry to the Appliance Spectacular this week at Sears. Good life, great price.
Mary?
Yes, Ed?
Why do you think so many people have taken advantage of the Wix Furniture delayed payment finance offer?
Well, that's easy, Ed. The furniture.
The furniture?
Sure, the furniture's the big story here. When you start with great-looking furniture at very low prices, paying for it in July 2005 is really exciting.
Did you say July 2005? That's a long time from now.
I know, and our qualified buyers put just 10% down, and there's no payments, no interest, and no accruals.
Wow, that really is exciting.
What do you expect? It's furnishing
the Wix way.
It's another Shoe Pavilion price challenge. Women's casuals. At Macy's, they're regularly $69.99. Their sale price was $51.75. But at Shoe Pavilion, the same shoes are just $39.99 every day. Shoe Pavilion. Why pay more?
Good morning. We have a cloudy and wet day ahead of us. Take a look at those skies right now. That's pretty much what it's going to look like for the rest of the day. We could see a few thunderstorms out there also. 52 degrees for your daytime high. Here's the rain moving across the state. We have another system on the way that's going to bring some scattered showers for this afternoon and for tonight. More rain for tomorrow morning, but then some sunshine and a beautiful Sunday and Monday with temperatures warming up into the mid-60s.
You're in.
I'm in.
You're in.
She's in?
Verizon Wireless introduces IN, free in-network calling. Join IN and you can call to any of our 36 million customers anytime, virtually anywhere, absolutely free from our national in-network coverage area without using any of your plan minutes. Plus, you can get a Kyocera sliding color phone loaded with extras for just $49.99. Join IN with the people you call most.
I'm in.
She's in.
You're both in.
Are you in?
Good.
Verizon Wireless. We never stop working for you.
Were you in a major accident? Are you a lemon? You smell like a lemon.
Carfax has the history of the car you're looking at. Get a Carfax report from your dealer or go to Carfax.com and get the truth about used cars.
Hey, it's time to shine! I'm talking Jet Dry with Shine Boost. Beautiful! That's what I call a shine. Jet Dry, perfect shine every time.
Watch Jeff Gianola and Julie Emery weeknights on KOIN 6 News at 5 and 6.
When the hit CBS show Without a Trace aired an episode about bullies, the viewer response was overwhelming afterwards. It struck a chord with educators and parents, and now many students are watching this particular episode in their classrooms. We're going to get reaction from some of those students, and then we're going to have some very important information on parents about what to do if your child is being bullied. As we welcome you all back to the early show, one of the things that came out of this is that children often don't tell their parents when they're being bullied. So we're going to show you how to recognize the possible signs.
Also coming up, we're going to talk to a high school basketball player who sued her coach, claiming he caused her eating disorder when he told her to lose weight. Well, a jury agreed, awarding her more than $1 million.
Plus, Grandma always said to eat your fruits and vegetables. She may have been right. She probably was about a lot of other things, too.
Yeah.
They're among a group of so-called superfoods that can improve your vision, make you smarter, even help you live longer. We'll have details ahead on Health Watch.
You know, mothers are right, too. But see, you don't want to admit that.
You say that because you're a mother
Yeah,
now.
well, yeah.
You're always right.
Right, Ira Joe? Your mom was always right.
Absolutely, and I feel I've inherited that wisdom as a dad and impart it quite frequently to no effect.
Exactly.
But let's talk, shall we, about our weather today. Again, as we said, spring is a week old, and it's behaving as such across much of the nation. We're seeing temperatures in the east much milder, but the colder air is going to invade the Rockies, and yep, the snow will fall, and the ski areas will be happy about that. Lower places, you'll see some rain in the west as well. That's the nation's weather. Now here's an early look at what's going on in your area.
Good morning, I'm Katie Baker. It is going to be a wet one out there for today. Look for a few isolated thunderstorms for this morning. Temperatures only in the mid-40s and wet for the rest of the day. Your daytime high at 52 degrees. Keep the umbrella handy because it is going to stay wet for tonight and for part of tomorrow. Look for temperatures to warm up close to 60 on Saturday, maybe a little bit of sunshine. But Sunday and Monday, beautiful days in the mid-60s both days. A few showers on Tuesday. The sun will be back on Wednesday.
Hey, there's your latest weather. And now here's Hannah.
Thanks, Ira Joe. A recent episode of the CBS drama Without a Trace touched a nerve nationwide. The show focused on a particularly brutal case of high school bullying. And now a growing number of educators across the nation are using the episode as a teaching tool. Early show national correspondent Hetty Kaufman reports.
Top versus world. Come on, guys, let's go.
The Without a Trace episode focuses on a 12-year-old boy named Eric, who is mercilessly bullied by his classmates.
You like water? It's good, doesn't it? Go!
When Eric disappears, the detectives think he's been kidnapped.
Incredible. Eric never said a word about anything that was going on at school. Not to his teachers, not to his parents, not to the child psychologist at the school.
It turns out he's run away to avoid the brutality and humiliation of being constantly bullied.
Loser. Come on, girl, let's have a little fun.
Instead of retaliating, he eventually attempts suicide. At the end of the episode, Without a Trace put up the phone number of the suicide prevention hotline. Within just 3 minutes, the line received 400 calls.
I am very surprised at the outpouring.
Bullying is a change from the usual missing person theme of the drama. The script was written by Hank Steinberg.
We did research on it, and the biggest thing that struck us was that the kids don't talk about it. They don't talk about it with parents. They don't talk about it with teachers or guidance counselors. They're at that age, 12, 13, where everything is kind of private.
Raise your hand if you all tell your parents what's going on at school.
Sometimes.
We got 3 out of 14 that are saying yes.
In an effort to get the kids to open up about bullying, this California middle school played the episode in class. The 7th and 8th graders related to Eric's isolation.
If he tells them the same thing's gonna happen again and again, and he's not gonna tell nobody.
His friends didn't do anything about it. Like they knew he was like challenged on everything, that everybody beat him up and stuff. That their friends didn't do anything about it.
Nearly 1,000 schools across the country have requested copies of the show. The kids who see it think even bullies may change after watching it.
Maybe it'll give a chance for the people that do stuff like that to think again about what they're doing.
They get to see how other people react to how they make them feel. Like, oh, like, haha, you're crying, haha, that I feel big and better, but not like, oh, well, he's crying, we should help him.
Should have told me.
Students are moved to tears when the character Eric tries to kill himself. He is rescued just in time.
After all the times he's been like picked on and stuff, he thought killing himself was gonna be like a way to get out of it all.
We're never going to get rid of every single bully in the world, but at least if someone's being hurt or someone's being bothered or someone's in danger of hurting themselves, we need to know about it.
Educators hope the broadcast helps other kids before they become as desperate as Eric. For these students, the TV show just may be a lasting lesson in social studies. For The Early Show, Hattie Kaufman, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Now, for some advice for parents who may have a child being bullied, we're joined by Rona Novick. She's a child psychologist and the director of the anti-bullying program at Long Island Jewish Medical Center right here in New York. Good morning.
Good morning.
Was this a realistic scenario that a child might be driven to even kill themselves because of bullying?
Absolutely. Bullying is a devastating experience for children. Think as an adult what it would be like for any one of us to have to live day to day under this vector of constant harassment and live in fear.
Physical and emotional abuse.
Absolutely.
And I think the scary thing as a parent is to understand that in many cases the children will not tell their parents, they will not tell their teachers, they won't tell anyone about it. Why not?
There's a huge veil of silence around bullying. One of the reasons victims don't come forward is they're humiliated and embarrassed about their experience. But the bystanders really are crucial in addressing bullying in schools. If we can create a generation of students who will speak out for their friends, about their friends, when they see danger about to happen, then we can help stop this problem.
That's because in the vast majority of the cases, the only people who know this is going on, right, are the fellow students. They are witnessing bullying. So what do we tell, as a rule of thumb, what do we tell our kids if they see something like this going on?
That they bring it to adult authorities, that they tell someone. In the same way, if they witnessed an accident in the street and saw a child bleeding, none of them would hesitate and think that it was tattling or ratting on someone. They would call 911. We have to convince them that bullying leaves scars and wounds that are just as dangerous, even though you can't see them.
What if we're afraid that our child might be a victim of bullying? You say one of the first things to do is look, listen, and believe your child.
Yes, that's because children will come home and say, Mom, Dad, someone's picking on me. And parents may say, you're being too sensitive. Don't worry so much. Ignore them. Try to be friends with someone else. We have to look for signs of bullying in our children since they won't tell us directly. Red flags are things like a child who at recess is spending time in the nurse's office.
Oh, they don't want to go outside.
Is avoiding school, right. Says, I don't want to go on the bus. Won't you drive me again today?
Okay, you also say don't blame the victim. So don't implicate your child somehow and say you did something that brought this on.
It's natural to say, they took your lunch money again? Well, where did you have that money? Didn't you keep it safe? Making the victim feel that somehow they're responsible.
And you also say to communicate with the school effectively. Does this mean you don't have to necessarily go to the principal? You might find somebody else?
Anyone in the school, but since there is this code of silence about bullying, if parents don't share what they know with schools, then schools may not be able to take action.
And quickly, how do you teach your child not to be a bully, that this is wrong?
Well, you teach by example. You teach by watching TV shows and talking about news stories together. And you really teach them that to be a responsible citizen of the world, you not only don't bully, but you don't stand idly by when others do.
Wonderful. Thanks so much, Rona Novick. We appreciate your advice this morning. Educators who would like a copy of the Without a Trace episode can go to our website at cbsnews.com. Now here's Renee.
All right, Hannah, thanks. Up next, a basketball player who sued a coach who ordered her to lose weight and won. Later, find out how to keep your pet from making you sick. And thanks to the passion, religion has a new role in Hollywood. We'll take a look. This is The Early Show on CBS.
News that's to the point. It has different meanings for different people. To Sandy, it means she gets the important details about a crime spree in her neighborhood so she doesn't become a victim. To Bill, it means he gets all the news he needs quickly before taking his son to t-ball practice. And Tanya knows she's getting all the facts from knowledgeable news anchors who really understand the Northwest. Whatever it means to you, if it's news that's to the point, it's KOIN 6 News.
Once we're married, you're not going to need this place.
Uh-huh.
My apartment's nicer anyway.
Yeah. But how are we going to fit all my stuff over there? Never mind. I'll take care of it.
Now pay just $1 for the first month's rent. Call Public Storage at 1-800-44-STORE and pay just $1. 1-800-44-STORE.
If you carry this card, you want this card. The AARP Medicare Supplement Insurance Plan card. Even with Medicare, you could still pay nearly half of your medical bills out of your own pocket. If you're 65 or over, this card can help pay for what Medicare doesn't. This is one powerful card. It represents the only Medicare supplement plan endorsed by AARP. Why an AARP Medicare supplement plan? Because you can keep your own doctors without any referrals and no claim forms. Prescription drug coverage is available, and AARP group rates keep prices affordable. Call to get free information about these plans underwritten by United Healthcare Insurance Company. There's no obligation, and it's easy to switch to an AARP plan. Call and learn about our service extras, and you'll also get this free booklet. Call now even if you're not an AARP member yet, and join more than 2 million members enjoying the benefits of this powerful card. Call now.
During the past 3 years, it's true George W. Bush has created more jobs. Unfortunately, they were created in places like China. Bush's policies have encouraged the loss of nearly 3 million jobs. He supported tax breaks to corporations that ship jobs overseas. George W. Bush is taking our country in the wrong direction. It's time to make America work for every American.
Today on Health Watch, food and how it affects us. There is a growing amount of evidence that certain foods will not only help you live longer, but could help you live better, too. Before you hit the grocery store, you may want to check out the April issue of Health magazine, which includes a comprehensive shopping list of the most promising anti-aging foods. Robin Vitetta Miller is a nutritionist and contributor for Health Food. Good morning. I'm sorry. If I had eaten more properly this morning, I'd been able to pronounce
We'll get
your
you
name.
some blueberries.
Yo, Robin. Okay. So what our grandmother told us is true?
Yes, there are powerful antioxidants in foods, everyday foods, that prevent the aging process.
Right.
The everyday wear and tear that we have as we go about our daily lives.
All right. Well, we have a bunch of different things here. They're
Yes.
all fresh. We're not
Yes.
talking about, frozen, canned,
we're
processed
talking about,
foods.
well, worst case, you can go canned and
Right.
frozen, but we're talking fresh now. We're starting off with the eyes. We want to protect our eyes. I mean, if we live forever, we want to be able to see forever, too. So
Okay.
foods like spinach have lutein. They help prevent macular degeneration, which is the leading cause of blindness in the elderly.
They really do?
They really do. There's the lutein in spinach actually helps block blue light, which
Right.
seems to damage the macula, and the macula in our eye helps us see fine detail.
So if you're middle-aged, you should be chowing down this stuff like crazy, because older
Corn,
people
too.
really suffer with macular
Right, so this is,
degeneration.
you prevent it, and you prevent,
Right.
if you already have some,
Mhm.
cataract problems, and you
Right.
prevent it. We've got cold water fish. It has omega-3 fatty acids.
What is that?
That's tuna. So
Okay.
it's a cold water fish. The DHA, which is an omega-3 fatty acid, also helps prevent macular degeneration
Right.
and cataracts.
Right. What are these
And don't
peaches?
forget corn. Corn's cool too, because we don't really talk about that much. Zeaxanthin is another compound that helps
You got
prevent
it
macular.
going here this morning. And broccoli.
Well, because I've had all this stuff
George
already.
Bush, that's George Bush one. Eat your broccoli. All right. No, this is the hard
Now
stuff,
we're doing
right?
putting our heart. We kind of already know about the oats. They help keep our cholesterol low. The reason we have beer, hops, it's got bioflavonoids, which are 6 times more potent than
Excuse me.
citrus fruit.
What have I been saying for years? Right?
Beer, of course, you'd have to drink 211 six-packs each day. However, in moderation, it seems to still have some benefit.
211.
That's a lot. Your belly would be very big with
Okay.
that much beer.
Right.
However, if you have that, plus you have some monounsaturated
Uh-huh.
nuts, and you have some omega-3 rich salmon, and you have some garlic, which has sulfur compounds,
Yeah.
this is all good for your heart.
I love it when you talk all that omega stuff. Now, and red wine is
And red
better
wine, too, but we're
than
having
white
grape-
wine.
or
Or grape
wine
juice.
And grape juice, the grape versus the white grape juice.
Yeah.
The color seems to have a big impact on
Right. And when I came in this morning, the first thing Renee says to me, she says, make sure you talk about blueberries.
Blueberries, because in this great, cool study, seniors that had 1 cup of blueberries every day for a month performed better on mental skill tests, they were sharper, and they had more energy than seniors who didn't have a cup of blueberries every day for a month.
Robin, Ritada,
So it's blueberries
Miller.
and blackberries and
Robin,
So you're going to remember, you're not going to forget it forever.
Okay.
And dark-skinned fruits, these have powerful, these bioflavonoids, antioxidants that prevent the everyday wear and tear on our brain.
Bioflavonoids.
Right.
You should all remember to get into bioflavonoids.
Which is the new word for antioxidants. Basically, they're all the same thing. They're preventing free radical damage in our body.
Okay.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
And these are cancer protective. We have
Which one is
soybeans
this?
here, so that's phytoestrogens that help block the estrogen-dependent cancers.
We've
like
always
breast
thought
and ovarian.
garlic, right?
Garlic, again, it's the sulfur compounds in garlic that prevent the cancer growth. And also green tea, not only internally, green tea, when it was put in lotions and put on your skin, it prevented tumor growth, cancer tumor growth, and also helps repair sun damage.
Isn't that something?
Very cool. It's all this great new information.
Push away from processed foods.
Stick with whole foods.
Embrace the color.
Embrace the color.
That's
That's
it.
right.
Have a
That's right,
blueberry.
and have a blueberry.
That's good on you. All right, Robin Batetta Miller, who I'll never forget.
Never.
Now,
Not with all these blueberries.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
There's much more ahead. This is The Early Show on CBS. Stay tuned.
We made a double special purchase.
A Sealy Posturepedic or a Simmons Beauty Rest Pillow Top Queen Set for just $5.99.
That's right, a Posturepedic or Beauty Rest Pillow Top Queen Set for just $5.99.
It's not too late to sleep like a baby. Mattress World.
The current Powerball jackpot is $18 million. Powerball, Oregon's multi-million-dollar lottery game. Could you be the next big winner?
At Garrity's RV Factory Outlet in Coburg, we're set for the spring season. The largest selection of Fleetwood, Holiday Rambler, Safari, Jayco, and pre-owned motorhomes you can find on the whole West Coast. These are some of the best quality motorhomes you can find, and all are sold at factory outlet prices. There's a large selection of 2003 models at lower than last year's prices. The RV Factory Outlet, a new concept in RV shopping. So, for bargain motorhomes, come to the Factory Outlet, the RV Factory Outlet, along I-5 in Coburg.
Carolyn Bessette Kennedy's Other Man, next, E.T.
Next week, they're conniving, cunning, and backstabbing the Survivor All-Stars, and the next cast-off reveals what the cameras didn't show and takes your phone calls, too, if more people are watching The Early Show.
So how is Medicare changing? It's the same Medicare you've always counted on, plus more benefits, like prescription drug coverage.
Can I keep my Medicare just how it is?
Yes, you can always keep your same Medicare coverage.
Will I save on my medicines?
You can save with Medicare drug discount cards this June and save more with prescription drug coverage in 2006.
So, my Medicare isn't different, it's just more.
Right. And you can learn more. Call 1-800-MEDICARE.
Yuck! He's just tasted milk that's been in a fridge without a fresh Arm & Hammer spill-proof fridge and freezer box.
A fresh box keeps milk tasting like it should.
Yum! Keeps coolers fresh between uses, too.
The difference between yuck and yum.
If your pets leave your carpet with hair and odor, try Arm & Hammer Pet Fresh.
With pet hair release, so pet hair vacuums up more easily. Plus baking soda to absorb deep down odors. Pet Fresh with pet hair release. And when you can't vacuum, use vacuum-free foam.
Mr. Goodwrench, you're fast, but I'm gonna get you.
Just how fast are you guys in the pits?
We changed 2 tires in 8 seconds.
A little healthy competition for the elusive Mr. Goodwrench. Well, if Mr. Goodwrench does your brakes, rotates your tires, and checks your engine, what are you, the team mascot?
I drive the car.
Seriously, what do you do?
Find Mr. Goodwrench at over 7,000 GM dealerships nationwide.
License and registration, pal.
What? Just kidding. That's nice. What is that, metal?
Cinderella has crashed the big dance. Fits to win it. Hayes hit. Oh, my! The upset to UAB. The Blazers have knocked out Kentucky. March Madness continues tonight on CBS.
When Jennifer Bessler was in high school, her basketball coach ordered her to lose weight. She says that led to an unhealthy obsession with food and eventually a serious eating disorder. So Bessler, who is now 25 years old, sued her former coach, Daniel Husong, for negligence. And on Wednesday, a New Jersey jury awarded her $1.5 million. Jennifer Bessler joins us with her parents, Carol and Philip, this morning. Good morning to you all.
Good morning.
Jennifer, you were playing varsity high school basketball back in the 95-96 season, and that's when you say you suffered verbal abuse at the hands of your coach. Can you describe how he treated you and what you went through as a result?
Yeah, he used profanity, he used violence techniques, and it was constant. It was every day, during practice, during games. He was just, yelled at referees. He was a very bad example, but I didn't think anything was wrong with it, so I put up with it day in and day out. And it was abusive. It was abusive behavior. Now that I look back on it and realize it was abusive.
And then what happened as a result to you?
As a result, I internalized. I kept my emotions pretty close. I didn't really cry or anything like that in front of him because I wanted to be tough. He always wanted us to be tough. So I internalized it, and I thought something was wrong with me. So I, in turn, attacked my body. He told me to lose weight. He told me I'd be faster. So I believed him. I thought he was right. So I just did whatever it took to lose weight, and I became obsessed with losing weight to be faster, to make him happy. And I ended up hurting myself, pretty much damaging myself for life. We don't know what the repercussions are going to be.
Carol, what did you see your daughter go through during that time?
Oh, it was horrible. As a mother, I had to watch my daughter deteriorate on a regular basis, and every time I tried to reach out to her, she'd push us away. As a result, we found out later that that was one of the symptoms of an eating disorder, and the more we tried to reach out to her and help her, the more she alienated herself from the rest of the family. And it was very destructive to our entire family to watch her go through this.
I imagine so. Philip, what does this verdict mean to you and your family? It doesn't change what happened in the past.
I think you're right, and the reason we brought this case was so it wouldn't happen to another kid. What I told my daughter back in March of '96, I told her she was going to be the last kid abused by this coach in West Windsor. So after the season was over, we went through the proper channels, went to the principal. He told me the only parents who complain are those parents whose children don't get enough playing time. And my daughter played all the games. I mean, he did penalize her by not starting her, but when the season was on the line, he'd start her at the end, because if you lost the game, you'd be out of the season would be over, so he'd start her in those games. And then we just kept pursuing it, and the superintendent told us, well, we don't investigate coaches, and I mean, you don't investigate coaches for abuse.
Frustrating
and then we went to the school board, and they gavelled me. They wouldn't let me to speak. So I had no other opportunity but to go to court. And that's what we did.
Philip, Carol, and Jennifer, we are out of time. Jennifer, I just want to say you look great this morning. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Still ahead, find out how to prevent your pets from making you sick. Stay with us.
CBS Health Watch, sponsored by Ester C. Is your vitamin C Ester C? It's whole body protection.
Is your vitamin C Ester C? Ester C supports your immune system, your heart, joints, and eyes. Metabolites in Ester C make it different than regular C. Ester C, it's whole body protection.
Susie, bring out the huge one.
It's the JCPenney Huge Sale. Friday and Saturday, everything is on sale, no exceptions. Plus, Saturday, 8 to 1, get an extra 10% off sale prices. It's all this time. JCPenney.
Farmers Auto Insurance. Gets you back where you belong.
I've made some big calls in front of loud crowds and menacing linemen. I also made the call to go see my doctor and ask about Prevacid.
Call now for a 7-day free trial certificate and ask your doctor if prescription Prevacid is right for you.
More after these messages in your local news.
The Early Show is always on CBSNews.com. Brought to you in part by Walmart, where you can find everything you and your family need at everyday low prices. Walmart, always low prices, always.
I'm feeling good. I'm taking once a day Wellbutrin XL.
An antidepressant with a low risk of sexual side effects.
Wellbutrin XL effectively treats depression with a low risk of sexual side effects.
Wellbutrin XL works for my depression.
And Wellbutrin XL has the convenience of a once-a-day pill. Wellbutrin XL is not for everyone. If you take Wellbutrin XL, there is a risk you may have a seizure. Do not use if you have or have had a seizure or eating disorder, or if you take an MAOI, Zyban, or other medicines that contain bupropion. You should not take Wellbutrin XL if you are abruptly stopping the use of alcohol or sedatives. When used with a nicotine patch or alone, there is a risk of increased blood pressure, sometimes severe. To reduce risk of serious side effects, tell your doctor if you have liver or kidney problems. Other side effects may include dry mouth, nausea, and difficulty sleeping.
I'm feeling like myself again.
Ask your doctor about once-a-day Wellbutrin XL. Effectively treats depression with a low risk of sexual side effects and the convenience of a once-a-day pill.
Family Connection, real issues and real solutions for Northwest families. News that's to the point. This is a Coin 6 News Morning News Update.
And hello, everyone. Again on this Friday, I'm Dave Erickson, 5 minutes before the hour. Katie Baker has a forecast in just a moment. First, let's check that morning traffic with Ron O'Brien in Portland. How's it looking there, Ryan?
Not looking bad at all, Dave. We've been in good shape this morning for the most part. Is eased off. It looks good as you come down towards the bridge. A little bit of slowing left in Delta Park is going to be it. I-84 inbound. Few brake lights down at the far west end. No big delays. And I-5 north, lighter than usual up through the curbs. 217 checks out good. And the Sunset Highway is moving fine. We had a wreck reported inbound there. Ron O'Brien for Coin 6 News. Back to you, Dave.
All right, Ron, thank you. A teenager was arrested for giving a false report about a missing Molalla girl. Police say the boy told them he buried Cynthia Lamb in a park in Longview. The 14-year-old told police he made it up because it gave him an adrenaline rush. Lamb was last seen leaving the Molalla Library in October of last year. A $25,000 reward is being offered for a conviction into a vandalizing case in Prineville. Bonneville Power Administration officials say somebody shot out glass insulators on a power line, causing it to short. The line serves Southern California customers, none of whom lost any power. Oregon State Police and the FBI are investigating. Our next local news update's coming up at 8:25. Your forecast first with Katie Baker is after the break.
Centrally located near the shores of the Columbia River, you'll find Ellsworth on the Park, a captivating community of 1-, 2-, and 3-bedroom condominium homes with 6 different floor plans, numerous amenities, and prices starting at less than $97,000. It's easy to see why Ellsworth on the Park is the destination for people looking for quality living at an affordable price. Models open daily noon to 5. The lifestyle you've been waiting for is waiting for you at Ellsworth on the Park.
Meet the Lady Killers.
Enchanté, madame.
Oh, my. And discover what critics are calling the funniest film in years.
Of course.
Hilarious. It's laugh out loud funny. The first great movie of 2004.
Gentlemen, to us.
And an early contender for Best Picture of the Year.
4 stars.
With Tom Hanks' best performance since Forrest Gump.
Not easy to do.
The Lady Killers. Professor.
You have returned.
Rated R. See it now.
Airwick's Relaxation Scented Oil. Give your home an atmosphere of well-being with select essential oils. Relaxation by Airwick. Also available in Revitalization.
Were you in a major accident? Are you a lemon? You smell like a lemon.
Carfax has the history of the car you're looking at. Get a Carfax report from your dealer or go to Carfax.com and get the truth about used cars.
Good Friday morning. We are looking at I-205 right now. We're seeing cloudy skies out there, a break from the rain, but a good chance for that rain to return for the rest of the day. Looking to stay pretty wet for your Friday. 50 degrees by noontime, daytime high at 52, staying wet even into the overnight hours. Here's those rain showers moving across the western side of the state. Another system is on the way, and that should bring overnight temperatures down to 46, and it's going to keep us wet till tomorrow morning. Then we should start to dry out, looking at some sunshine by tomorrow afternoon, and a beautiful end to the weekend. Mostly sunny skies on Sunday and Monday. Temperatures will jump up into the mid-60s and then cool off by Tuesday and Wednesday.
Nestled along the beautiful Deschutes River, the River House is the only full-service resort in the heart of Bend. Guest room types include family kitchen suites, cozy fireplace rooms, and romantic spa suites. Tee it up at the River's Edge Golf Course and indulge in exceptional cuisine at Crossings Steakhouse. Right now, kids 12 and under stay, ski, and golf for free when accompanied by a paid adult. Some restrictions apply. For reservations, call toll-free or visit us online. See for yourself why the River House is Bend's finest and best value.
At Tough Shed, we build the finest shed in America with 6-inch steel floor joists, plywood floors, TPI certified truss plates, 25-year Duratemp siding, and our patented door handle. Installation, warranty, and satisfaction are included in the price. Remember, if it doesn't have one of these, it's not a Tough Shed. Call for a free on-site quote today. Tough Shed with 2 locations, Hillsboro and Portland. Call 1-800-BUY-TOUGH. That's 1-800-BUY-TUFF.
Watch Jeff Gianola and Julie Emery weeknights on KOIN 6 News at 5 and 6.
Little Aiden Burke is safe at home this morning. The 3-year-old boy got lost in the woods and was forced to spend the night in freezing outdoors before he was rescued. We'll have more ahead. He looks pretty good there. He's got his appetite back. Welcome to the second hour of the early show. I'm Renee Seiler, along with Julie Chen, Harry Smith, and Hannah Storm.
Also coming up, we're going to take a look at how Mel Gibson's epic, The Passion of the Christ, has changed the way Hollywood views religion and has even made some showbiz stars open up about the way they worship.
Plus, the very funny Marlon Wayans is in the house to talk about his latest big screen turn as Tom Hanks' right-hand man in the new movie, Lady Killers.
I heard that movie's great. Also, for so many people, pets are like a member of the family, which means, believe it or not, they can also get you sick. So our resident veterinarian, Debbie Turner, is going to tell us how to avoid some common ailments.
First, though, we're going to check the news this morning. A new terror warning from FBI Director Robert Mueller. In the wake of the Madrid bombings ahead of Spain's recent election, Mueller worries terrorists will strike this summer to try and influence the U.S. election. Mueller spoke as al-Qaeda's #2 official in a newly released tape, called for the overthrow of Pakistan's terror-fighting president. Democrats are uniting behind John Kerry. Today, Kerry visits Detroit, spelling out his plan for the economy. Last night in Washington, the Democratic leadership gathered to praise Kerry. The fundraiser brought together old foes determined to defeat George Bush.
Never has the Democratic Party been more united than it is today. Never have we been more poised to win a victory in November. And tonight,
$11 million was raised for Democratic coffers. Today, President Bush touts his economic record during stops in New Mexico and Arizona. Yesterday in New Hampshire, the president said he never ignored the threat from al-Qaeda. The president also accused Senator Kerry of pushing higher taxes. Well, as we mentioned, it was a long, cold, difficult night for a California family and their missing 3-year-old boy. But a desperate search had a happy ending on Thursday. Greg Lefebvre of our San Francisco station, KPIX, reports.
Cold, wet, scared, but alive. 3-year-old Aiden Burke survived 20 hours in the mountains in temperatures that dipped into the 30s.
We have the child, and the child's alive.
The toddler survived with a bump on his head and some scrapes.
On behalf of our family, from our darkest hours to the best day ever, I just want to thank everybody who's lent their support.
He kept moving, apparently, trying to stay warm, trying to find some, snug place to stay warm.
After a quick physical at the hospital, Aiden feasted on ice cream and a cheeseburger.
How are you feeling?
Aiden had been playing in the family yard when he wandered off with his dog. The dog returned without him.
He said he got kind of upset looking when he said he had to sleep on the ground.
200 volunteers combed the hills. With a winter storm bearing down, they combed them again.
It started raining.
It was up the side of the mountain?
Where was it? She was right, see where she is right there? Right up, yeah, right in there.
An area searched twice before.
And he heard his whimpering, heard his crying.
You want to walk?
Yeah, we're gonna walk. Aiden has lived around here all his young life.
He went uphill. He said, I slipped. There was water on the